When you use a digital escape room in your Outschool classroom, your math equations no longer become boring as drawing matching lines to match equation to answer. They now become fun and exciting and engaging and interactive as students are taking and solving those same equations, but now they're solving and looking for clues as they solve for the answers, trying to solve the bigger puzzle trying to escape. You want your students excited to raise their hand, ready to answer the next question. This is what teaching with a digital escape room looks like. It is unreal how excited students are, how engaged, how ready they are to solve a digital escape room. So, first, we do need to align our clues with what we are teaching. So if we are practicing reading comprehension and we have passages for students to read, we're going to put that in our digital escape room as part of clues to look in, read, find the answer to in order to keep moving forward in our puzzle. That is what gets students excited and ready to keep answering questions. So I'm going to share my screen, pull up a digital escape room that I have created, and I'm going to walk you through it like I am teaching it to my own classroom. And if you are curious about how I have created this digital escape room, don't worry, I have a workshop just for you. I'm going to teach you how to create your very own Google Form digital escape room so you can customize it to your classroom, what they're learning, what you're teaching. So register for your seat in the link down below. Okay, let's get started. First, when teaching with this, I'm really setting up the story. The story is the most important part to really get our students to dive into and immerse themselves into the story. So I go over the story with my students. I read it out loud to them and I really make sure I'm reading it with expression. If I'm excited about this, my students are going to be excited about this. So I'll read it. You've just finished setting up a trap to catch the sneakiest little leprechaun ever. He comes around every year, leaves evidence he was there, but you've never seen him. This year is going to be different. Your leprechaun catcher 3000, and you can't wait to see it in action. As you finish setting it up with the final few touches, you accidentally push the big red button while near it. Slam, bang, bam, beep. Alarms start going off. You are in the leprechaun catcher 3000 instead. So you need to remember the secret locks and codes to turn it off from the inside. Get out with enough time to make some repairs and get it ready to go again so you can catch the real leprechaun. Okay, so we set this story up. I read it to my students. We're ready to go. I'm asking them, are we ready to go? We're ready to get out of it. And then I'm asking them, what is our first move? Should we yell really loudly for help or should we run to the computer desk? And I let my students pick. We'll go run to the computer desk. Okay, computer. We ran there. We're trying to type in our password, but we can't remember what it is. You hit forgot password button. Oh, are we ready to try to remember our password? Yep, we're ready. We're getting my students involved in answering these questions, and I'm really setting up our story. Here's our first task. So, we're going to solve this task below to find the password to unlock your computer. This is where our teaching comes in, our practicing. So, here's our word problem. Again, I like to read it all out loud to my students. You made green cupcakes to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. You carefully put all the cupcakes in 8 rows. You had each row had 6 cupcakes in it. How many cupcakes do you have altogether? Now I can walk my students through the steps, maybe to set up this array to solve this question. Maybe I have a different strategy to solve this question, and we're practicing. They're excited to solve this because we can't move forward until they have the right answer. So I have typed this in prior to this. We're going to click yes. Okay, so we typed the password in, it worked. Now we're at the computer. So really again, building on that story. And I have my students pick. Should we choose in case of an emergency or free the leprechaun? What folder should we look in? and I'll let them pick. And more of the story. We click on that leprechaun file. You're not a leprechaun, but we definitely need freeing from the leprechaun catcher 3000. And as you examine, you notice some fine print you haven't seen before. Are we ready to see what it says? Okay, the fine print reads, if you ever get stuck in the leprechaun catcher 3000 yourself, we're going to use the phone to call this number and share the code after solving the clue. Okay, here's our next clue. We're working together. And what I love about this is even if my students come up with a wrong answer or some are saying different answers, we can try them all. And this form is going to tell us if we got the right answer. I cannot move forward until we have solved the right answer. So we got 36. We're ready to move on. Okay, we use the phone to call the number from the fine print and say the code once our call connects. A voice on the other end of the call tells you to check under the desk for an envelope. You open the envelope and find a key inside. Pick up the key, but you don't know what to do with it. Let's go check that other file folder. In case of an emergency, looks like a pretty good place. So we click on the file and it glitches for a few seconds, but you start to see words appear. Are we ready? Let's take a closer look. So this message appears on the bottom of our screen. Solve this task to find the secret code to type into the keypad on your desk so you can turn the alarms and flashing lights off. So here's our next task, our next question. And these questions really can be whatever you're teaching in your subject. We could have a text here, a reading passage here, and a comprehension question. We could have another image to maybe like the periodic table. Because you have this image here, you are able to type text. Your questions can be tailored really to what your students need. Okay, so next question. Okay, keypad on the desk. We use the keypad to type the desk into, or the code into the desk. The code worked. A message appears on top of the keypad. That's right, this special keypad needs a code and a key to unlock. You try to open the desk drawer, but it doesn't budge. Looks like you need to use a key. And again, I'm excited, just as excited about this for my students. Do we have a key? Did we already find a key? Let's use the key from the envelope. What's going to happen? The key fits perfectly into the desk. The drawer slide open. Find a mess, but you think you see something. You move the papers out of the way. Find a small lockbox. You pick up the lockbox, try to open it. Nothing happens. You remember you put a clue on the back. You flip it over. Are we ready to see what this clue is? We're ready. Okay, our clue. We need to solve this task to open it. So here's our next question. We are going to solve it together. Okay, we spun the dial on the lockbox and hear a click. The code was correct. The lockbox. We got it open and we see a gold key inside. Let's run back to the keypad on our desk. So we got to the keypad and we insert the key under the numbers. The key fits perfectly. I'm ready to hit the big red button and turn the leprechaun catcher off. Set myself free. Oh, but you forgot to cover the big red button with a locked lid. We need to type in the code to unlock the lid. Okay, do we remember the code? No, we need a hint. Here's our hint. We need to solve this task to get our hint. Okay, we typed in the code and we hit the big red button. Get all your students to hit the big red button. And immediately all the blaring alarms and flashing lights turn off. You open the door to the Leprechaun 3000 without any problems. The trap works. You're pretty sure you can reset the trap and get it set up and running again soon so you can catch the real leprechaun. What a day. And then we celebrate. We celebrate with our students that we solved it. I love teaching with a digital escape room. And again, if you are curious about how to create your own digital escape room, just like this one, I'm going to walk you through all the steps in my digital escape room workshop, and you can grab that link down below to save your seat. Next, click this video on your screen and we're going to find the biggest do's and don'ts when it comes to teaching with your digital escape room so everything runs smoothly to ensure your students have a blast completing it. See you in that next video.